Dirt roads to rock crawling, two-buck chuck to screaming eagle, moonshine to 50-year-old single malt. We talk about it all here on Wheelin' Wine and Whiskey with your hosts, Jason and Chris.
Welcome to Wheeling Wine and Whiskey, episode 111, 111, 3 ones in a row. Uno,
Woo.
uno.
Triple uno.
Triple uno. Lorenzo is in the studio. Chris is in the studio, the home studio. Back at it, not over the fucking phone. Thank you very little.
Yes.
Welcome, Chris. Welcome, Lorenzo.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having us back to your abode.
Yes, it's good to be back.
Back
I told
in
you.
the saddle again.
Wow, look at you.
Woohoo!
Lorenzo, like I said, has been on his best behavior, and I really have high hopes for him now. I hate to say that in front of him because he might go to his head. But
Well, he's standing in front of at least 6 bottles of liquor.
and he hasn't touched. He's been dry for 4 weeks now, whole month.
He's not very twitchy.
No.
He's actually pretty
No,
mellow.
the DTs have kind of subsided. He's doing well.
He's attentive. He's got his keyboard ready to go.
It's been funny, with these nice sunny days. He's been out in the backyard by the pond and just laying out, sunning himself with all 4 hooves up in the air.
Does he have a tan line?
He does. He does have a little tan line.
Yikes.
Yeah.
I don't want to know.
Yeah, no, it's good. So he's been enjoying the summer here.
Well, it's only 2 days old, so
yeah. Well, technically, yeah, but it's been hot and cold.
It's been crazy weather so far.
But here we are, and people are out wheeling, and we talked about Adopt a Trail, our adventures here the last couple times. I threw a couple videos up, so I was talking to Ultra 4 Jones.
Okay,
Kevin Jones, and he's a media mogul. On IG.
I know he's on it.
He is. He's Johnny on the spot on IG, and so I'm like, hey, what's up with these freaking reels?
Oh, yeah.
How do you do that? And I knew there was, where it was, and I've obviously watched a bunch of reels, but I didn't know how to execute. And there's some stuff going on there. It's a little tricky. It's not as intuitive as the other shit.
Well, isn't that the response to TikTok? I think that's Instagram.
I have no idea.
TikTok deal.
Well, TikTok's all dancing and shit.
Yeah.
Well, started out that way. Now it's like
trying to be young.
Now there's some really funny shit on TikTok. I got to say, there's been some stuff that Rodney, JL Latte Rodney, and we're in a little group text. You and I that have been sharing back and forth. There's some funny stuff.
I'm sitting there. I was like, why is he sending me this?
But it's worth the watch. If you have to know, if I send you something from TikTok, it is worth the watch. It is a laugh out loud TikTok.
Full on guffaw.
Wow. That just took it right back to Grandpa. Jesus.
Well, shit.
Trying to stay hip with this podcast, and Chris just keeps bringing it right back to the couch.
Can't be no hip. I'm sitting here
with the brown slippers and the frickin'
patch on the elbow.
Yeah, way too.
Your smoking jacket.
Your brown smoking jacket. At least you could kick it up with like a red velour or Hugh Hefner smoking jacket.
That's people like that drink bourbon, and they have the bound leather book flavor, and
with the Labrador at their feet next to the fire,
smoking a cigar.
Yeah,
I don't smoke cigars. But yeah.
Anyway, so we're
back on track.
Where was I going with this? The reels.
Oh, reels.
So.
How about TikTok?
Yeah. Good. Thanks for the fucking derail there. It's like the Mike and Mike's fucking podcast now. So, reels. So I learned, and I'm like, okay, we got some cool video from the safety clinic of pulling these logs out of the way with the Unimog and stuff, and so posted that up, and man, they've been super popular. That's the new algorithm, I guess, is posting up some reels.
Yeah.
I posted up a few of them.
Well, that's people's attention span. They've got short.
But it's cool. Wow, look at you, a little rim shot there. Okay, so there it is. Whoop, there it is. Reels, Adopt a Trail. It was. We're still looking for volunteers. If you want to go cut lumber and haul lumber, please
get in
contact with me, and we'll put you in the the proper channels to get that done. I threw it out there to Snail Trail because, they're like, hey, we want to adopt trail. We want to do open up a trail and shit. I'm like, well, boy, do I have a trail for you.
Oh, hell yeah. You guys can go up there and bang it, but your chainsaws probably aren't big enough.
No.
I mean, any chainsaw that's powered by a 22 RE.
Right. And I was checking out Tyler's chainsaw, and it's actually a Fisher Price. So it's got a, one of those ball and chain ones that you, what do you use to turn on your ceiling fan and shit? One of those little chains.
Oh, yeah.
That's what he has on his. So I don't think it's going to do much.
Pull it and makes the pretend sound.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
that's freaking awesome.
Anyways, well, if somebody has a real chainsaw, preferably a Still or a Husky, we can send you the coordinates and you can start. That was the studio audience is like way delayed tonight.
I'm slow. What can I say?
We had a great dinner.
Yeah, we did.
Recording midweek. Some midweek podcast. Wow.
Yeah, I got a little.
Did you notice on the last podcast how heavy you were breathing in the mic?
No.
Okay, well you should turn up your hearing aids and listen to that. It was pretty bad.
What episode was that? 110?
Yeah.
Where were we?
I was telling a story and all I hear is
I don't know. I'll stop breathing from now on.
Yeah, stop. Just you got to stop breathing.
I'm going to hold my breath for the rest of the show. God
There you
damn
go.
it. You have to point it out.
Sorry. Why don't you talk for a minute? I need to refill my bourbon here.
Oh, do you? Well,
Yeah.
See, I'm not drinking bourbon tonight.
No, you're being good tonight.
I am being good.
That's good.
So, a few things going on. I know we like to talk about Ultra 4 racing.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that's a big gap. You probably all heard the news, but the Big Sky, the Big Sky 200 that happened up in Montana has come and gone. And I know we're a little late to the party with our results here. And we kind of, when we last talked about it a couple episodes ago anyway, there wasn't too many people registered for it. And it turned out that there weren't that many people registered for it ultimately. I mean, a few more registered and went to the race and
well, that's too bad.
competed.
I mean, Montana's a beautiful state.
Hell yeah. I mean,
It's just a trek.
It is a trek. And, they're looking at the race schedule for 2021. You got the North Series, the East Series, the West Series. I don't know if there's a South Series, but, that's asking a lot of the drivers. And, with the changes
especially most of these people still work for a living.
Exactly. They got day jobs. And then, of course, you've got the shuffling of the schedule. This is happening later in the season with the shutdown of Wild West Motorsport Park in Sparks, or outside of Sparks. So anyway, that's kind of later in the season. We can talk about that later. But the situation here with the race up in Montana, Big Sky 200.
Yes.
They had quite a few categories. Let's see here. What is going on here? They had UTVs, 4,500, 4,600. We're not going to talk about all the UTVs and stuff like that. What's going on here?
So Bailey Cole with McKenzie in the right seat.
That's right.
Ended up winning, right?
That's correct.
Overall, that's awesome.
That's correct.
First win for Bailey.
Woo-hoo, Bailey.
And he's always been right there, the bridesmaid, third, fourth position. But that's awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
So congrats to Bailey Cole and McKenzie being in the right seat there. That's
definitely.
I don't want to say wrong seat because she seems to keep him in line. So
well, there's always somebody that keeps you in line.
Yeah.
Whether hopefully his better half. I don't know. I mean, we met Bailey. I met Bailey for the first time at King of the Hammers earlier this year, and and I thought he was a stand-up dude. A gentleman and a very well spoken. Excuse me. But congratulations, Bailey, on your first win. That's super cool. And then coming in second was John Grounds, and then third was Bill Coons.
Oh yeah.
So that's your podium right there, first, second, third. Pretty cool. I didn't see any of the race. There's highlights you can see on YouTube. I would certainly like. It's when I get a moment, I want to try to circle back and check some of those highlights out.
Okay.
I heard the race was brutal. It was long. and it was a lot of high speed areas and some great terrain. So open terrain. From what I could see in the little glimpses I saw on the highlight reel, when I scroll over it, it looked like it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure.
And then the 4,800 class, you had Jeremy Jones came in first place. Steve Graff came in. Is that Graff or Graft? Looks like Graff.
I don't know. I don't have the computer in front.
Came
of me.
in second, and then Jack Peterson came in third. So that's your podium there.
Nice.
And then Eric Wickel came in fourth. And then I don't recognize any of these other names. Jay Sadler fifth. Michael London and Chance Holloman. Anthony Areola was eighth. Don Stein ninth. Anyway.
Wow, you're going all the way down. You want to name the whole field?
Yeah, sure. Why not? No, that's pretty much it.
Throw my name in the mix. Nobody will know.
Jason Green came in 10th.
Woohoo! Yeah.
So yeah, good times, and that was the North race. And is there something that happened near Sturgis at some point, or is that what's the deal on that?
That's coming up, isn't it?
Well, yeah, Teardown in Tennessee is this weekend coming up.
Teardown for what?
Teardown for what? So actually this episode is going to drop on Tuesday after Teardown. So
yeah, so that's this weekend coming up. So past podcasting, time traveling podcasting, and hope everybody had a good, safe race. And my prediction is,
well, you got to know who's in the field.
Let's see who's in the field.
So this is the East
Levi's
Coast.
in the field.
I don't see his name.
No, he's not racing.
Unless he's late to the party. But this is East Coast. You're going to see the East Coast boys, Miller and Blyler.
Miller and Blyler.
So they're definitely there. You got Bailey Cole. So that's Rock Royalty, part of Rock Royalty. I do not see Jason Shearer there.
Really?
So the people that are registered are Bailey Cole, Brian Reed, Cade Rod. Well, that's a competitor right there. He's got game. Chip McLaughlin, Chris Branton, Eric Miller, Frank Vonder Hyde, John Grounds, Blyler, like we mentioned, Kevin Porterfield, Kevin Taylor, Roger King, and then Rusty's braces. So Dad's there too.
Rusty, yeah, sure.
Stan, why not? It's just around the corner. Stan Haynes, Tad Dowker, Tim Hooper, and Zandy Willems.
Those are all 4,400.
Those are all 4,400. That's correct. So that's a good field right there, and I'm sure there might be some more names.
I'm going to go with Bailey because he's just coming hot off a win, and he has been knocking on the freaking doors. His race program's solid.
He's going after it.
Yeah. This year, so why not?
Absolutely. So
there's. I'll go with Bailey for 500. Chuck.
Okay, so there you go. I'm gonna go Bailey also. Bailey Cole.
Oh, there you go.
So barring any, hopefully no mechanicals, but you never know when you're racing.
You got it. You can't rule out Miller though because that's his backyard.
Exactly. Well, Blyler and Miller.
Blyler too, for sure, father or son. But man. Yeah, those Tightwoods racing tracks, and it is Tightwood.
It is, and I really hope. I mean, I know it's difficult to get coverage when you're in the forest. Watching the race last year was fun to watch, but it was also frustrating because the coverage was basically they had a drone flying, and they had a fixed point camera on the ground.
Okay,
at the start finish line, and then at that area that was like a dirt track at the far end. I don't know what you would call that. And then there was one or two cameras in the forest, and that was really it.
Yeah, the coverage is terrible. So I don't know what it's going to be like this year. I'm sure they got some new ideas, but man, that's tough. You can't be flying a drone through there.
No, not through the woods. It's a little tough. It's a little tough. So moving on to the 4,800 class for the competitors at Teardown in Tennessee, which is sponsored by Method Wheels. You have Al Crespo, Brian Trempy, Casey Gilbert, Chris May, Dana Hale, Evan Sherman, George Schooley, James Penzella, Justin Barth, Ryan Taylor, Sean Rajski, and Tim Vassis. So Not a lot of the bigger names in the 4,800 class, but it's a decent field. You have 10 or 12 people in there,
right?
And I'm sure there's gonna be a few more that are gonna pop up on this list before the race starts. And let's take a look and see.
So pretty good field.
Yeah.
So, you're gonna more?
Well, the 45.
Wait, there's more.
40. I mean, they've got a bunch.
We
of
don't need
classes.
everybody's name because there's this thing called Google, and people can look it up if they want to see it. So
yeah, if you're interested in
we
this,
got to pay for this bandwidth, and this is costing us money right now, Chris.
Sure. Well, we're good for it. Just sell a bottle of your bourbon, and we'll be good. If you have any interest, you can go to ultra4racing.com. At the top of the page in the red area, there's quick links for all these different events and announcements from Ultra 4. A lot of exciting stuff happening. This is just the middle of the season. And we got Teardown in Tennessee, and then I'm sure we've got that Sturgis race, and everything's going to culminate at some point towards the race in Oklahoma at the end of the year. So
okay.
Yeehaw.
Yee to the freaking yah.
Woohoo.
Tennessee, Teardown in Tennessee. Teardown for what? They should give the winners their bottle of Tennessee whiskey, a little Jack Daniels. Or
chat whiskey or...
Well, a little single barrel with their name engraved on the bottle. That'd be pretty cool.
Hell
we need to
yeah.
get Jack Daniels involved in this thing. I need to make a few phone calls.
Do they do that race in a dry county? We have to look that up.
Yeah, I don't know.
Everything in Tennessee's dry. I don't think I could live there if it's dry.
No, that's tough.
So anyway, that's the Ultra 4 update that I've got right now.
Okay, so that's good.
Earlier today, when I arrived at your house, I brought a little bit of a road gift for you there. Brought that beer.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that. A road gift.
Well,
did you find it on the side of the road?
No.
Right.
I don't know what to call it.
I don't know if that's right.
It's not right. But anyway, over the weekend, my wife and I, you probably all heard, we live up in Livermore. And certainly we're blessed by having quite a few wineries in our town. But we did not go to, we did go to a winery over the weekend. But on Saturday, we were out and about running errands, and my wife decided or suggested we stop off at a brewery.
Wow.
That I'd never been to.
Okay.
It's called Shadow Puppet.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah, Shadow Puppet Brewing Company. And so it's a cool little place. Actually, I think it's off of First Street. I think it's in the same industrial area that H.V. Carter used to be in.
Really?
Yeah, H.V. Carter was a turf and golf course turf equipment distributor.
Yeah, a lot of people aren't going to know that.
No, but they don't exist anymore. But anyway, you get that reference.
Well, I probably spent close to $600,000-$700,000 with them over the years back in the day.
Me too.
Perhaps. Not me. I spent for the company for the golf course buying equipment.
Exactly. So anyway, that we popped in. It's a cool little brewery. It's not little. You walk in and it's actually a fairly large space, and they've got a cool tasting room in the front. Lots of cool tables, and I guess every day of the week they've got some sort of a food truck out front. Whether it's burgers or tacos or pizzas or dogs or whatever. You can go to their website. Hold on.
Boy, those food trucks, man, have really stepped up their game. I'll tell you, there's some really high quality, chow coming out of these.
Hell yeah.
What used to be just a connotation, right? Stereotype.
Of
a roach coach, right? It was crap to just sustain yourself for a couple hours that
exactly.
Hopefully you didn't get diarrhea or anything
Salmonella,
from. Yeah. And
food poisoning.
It was kind of sketchy to order anything off a truck. But now, I mean, some of these places it's like, damn.
Sushi,
super good.
Yeah, no, they've upped their game.
Yeah, lobster rolls.
Hell yeah.
Lobster roll.
So I'm on their website right now, which is shadowpuppetbrewing.com, all one word, just like it sounds.
Okay.
They have their whole selection of beers on the website, plus a calendar, and it shows like today they're open from 12 to 8 p.m. and they have from 4 to 8 p.m. Ominous Burgers is the
Ominous
food
Burgers.
Truck.
Ooh.
And tomorrow is Taco Thursday with your Taco Guys food truck.
Oh, Taco Thursday.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Every day is a good day for tacos.
Every day is a great day. Hell yeah. So anyway, we popped in there, and they've got quite a selection of beers. They got non-hoppy and light, and they've got hoppy and IPAs. They have, quite the selection. And then they got this porters and stouts and nitro. I chose a beer called Over the Rubicon. And
because of the name.
And it's a blonde ale, 5%. And I got a pint.
It was good.
It was tasty. So when I was done, I bought a 4-pack of cans, and I brought 2 of them down to here to record tonight. And we enjoyed those before the show. Yeah,
that was a nice opener.
Yeah. So
it was probably on the edge for me of the hoppiness, the hop side of things. I mean, it was a pale ale, so it wasn't an IPA, but it was stronger on the hop side. Yeah, but good and
had an edge to it, huh?
It did have an edge, and that was the hops. But I liked it. I would go out and have another one of those.
Sure. Okay. Good. Well, we'll have next time you're in town. Maybe we'll pop over there.
But I love ambers and porters and the nitro stout. You said that's good. I love that.
Yeah, we'll have to check that out.
Barrel aged stuff. That's all good. That's where I gravitate towards the IPAs and the hazies and the sours and that stuff. No, won't see me. Well, some of that goes right in the fireball category in my book.
No. They definitely have. Looks like they're heavy on the hoppy and the IPAs, like most breweries.
Well, those are
nowadays.
Popular beers. You got to sell what the people want. A lot of people want that stuff, and that's fine. Just not me.
Yeah, they have.
Won't see me.
10 IPAs or borderline IPAs on their menu.
Right.
So, anyway, if you're in the area, if you're in Livermore, you're looking for a brewery to go hang out, a craft brewery, check out Shadow Puppet in Livermore.
There you go.
Good stuff.
We're not endorsed by them, but we could be.
Nope. Not endorsed at all. I just walked in there and enjoyed a cold beer.
Well, we talk about what we like.
Absolutely.
We don't do it for the money, obviously, because not much money in podcasting anymore.
Well, I will say my wife tried the what did she try? She had the mango yaya, which
okay.
She got a 5-ounce taster, and it's a mango chili tart ale, and she liked it, but that was not my thing.
What?
Yeah, it was a tart. It was definitely tart. It was definitely mango. And it had an effervescence to it that was
effervescence.
If that was if you're a fruity beer is your thing, with a little bit of an edge or a bite, that's your thing. But
fruit does not belong in beer. Bottom line.
Nor does peanut butter.
But, no, not in whiskey. Peanut butter. Oh, jeez. Or cinnamon.
But everybody has their taste, peppermint. And my wife liked it, so that's if you like it, it's good.
That's good. Just don't pour it in my glass.
Nope. So,
all right,
that's my report.
Well, there you go. That's good. So let's move on. Rubicon ZookaCon happened here recently,
and we were not there.
But apparently it was a super busy weekend, as I knew it would be, because it's Father's Day weekend, and there's a lot of traditional, father-sons going out on the Rubicon just solo, and then you got ZookaCon. Then the Highlanders had 100 rigs out there.
That's what I heard, yeah.
And I guess Buck Island was just absolutely packed. I was hearing from Samurai James and Tyler and Husband, and man, but that's cool. So. Yeah, like Tyler said, he says it was weird. Like the camps were packed, but the trail wasn't. It was like everybody drove and camped and then
wheeled in so they could get drunk and
maybe
party.
I don't know. Just because you're in camp doesn't mean you have to be drunk, Chris.
Really?
It happens, but it's this natural phenomenon out there.
This is Buck Lake we're talking about.
Buck Island. Buck Island
Lake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When was the last time you've been to Buck Island?
Party Central.
Have you been to Buck Island?
Never.
You've never been to Buck Island?
But I'm going to go in a few weeks.
Shit.
I'm going solo if I have to.
There we go. Listen for Chris on the 805 if...
help me. I broke an axle.
Anyways, so I guess there was some carnage.
Yeah,
carnage over the weekend. There was several different reports of carnage. Unfortunately, Samurai James and Lady Samurai were in their what do we call it now? They're blue samurai now. That
the old
rock crawlers,
the OG samurai.
You know, they're moving up in the Chris Main status here of Chris money because they got 2 rock crawlers.
Right.
But yeah, so their blue Sammy broke a transfer case mount.
Yep. Cross member.
Yeah. So right at Buck, and they camped, and then they headed out early Saturday morning at like 7 a.m. and was able to get out in like 4 hours, which was awesome.
Oh, good.
And they had to help a Jeep. They ended up towing a Jeep at one point, from what I understand. But
they had their transfer case ratchet strapped.
It was ratchet strapped in. It was freaking awesome. I saw some photos, and that is a key tool. You know, we joke around about baling wire and duct tape and stuff, but ratchet straps, holy heck, I have seen a lot of that used on the trail. And I always have ratchet straps holding down, you know, ice chests and stuff and some extra thrown in. But, you know, that's something that should be in that toolkit, talking about episode 200 that we got fined $15,000 for.
Oh, I think it's 46,000.
Is it 46,000 now? Because we said Allen wrench and vice grips and
Allen wrench and vice grips and Allen wrenches. And
Unbelievable.
Allen.
You're rich, Corey, if you're listening.
Wrench,
you need to educate us. And the best way to educate us is to supply us with tools that we can hold and use to learn the proper naming of these tools.
Yeah, we're just a bunch of poor podcasters. I mean, come on.
Mm-hmm. I've got a whole huge ass, you know, like 15 drawer toolbox sitting on top of my workbench in the garage. It's empty.
Does it have any Allen wrenches in it?
Nope. It's empty.
It has no Allen wrenches.
Got nothing. No Allen wrenches. No nothing. It's empty.
So it has no Allen wrenches.
Nope. It's empty, and I could fill that sucker up with gear wrench tools. That'd be awesome.
What about vice grips?
Nope.
No vice grips.
No vice grips. Nothing's in it.
No vice grips
it's empty.
at all? Wow.
Empty.
Wow.
Empty, Chris.
I think we're probably up to 90,000 now.
Plenty of room in there. Yeah. Well, we don't have any money since Lorenzo's freaking escapades earlier this year.
We're going to go bankrupt. We're filing bankruptcy.
Yes. Thank you, Lorenzo.
So, yeah,
he
definitely.
Said he's going to work it off, but how much can a donkey make?
Well, he probably isn't worth as much in the United States as he would be in what's that town called?
He thought those
Tijuana.
Yeah, he thought those donkey shows pay a lot, but they don't.
Well, the laws are stricter in the United States for animal stuff.
Right.
Well, just saying.
And the taxation too is huge under this administration for the animals.
65% for donkey shows.
Yeah,
I don't know.
So,
ratchet straps.
Put ratchet straps, at least one. I recommend 2 of some sort of ratchet strap, even if it's a Harbor Freight POS. You'd be amazed.
And not only ratchet straps, but axle straps. Those
it's called U-bolts.
No. The little short things that wrap around the axle that have the metal rings on them. You're looking blank at me.
Wait. Okay. So.
You know what I use? You had the same style I did. The wrap them around your axle when you're strapping down to the trailer.
You're talking. I thought you were talking about for like to hold your springs on your rig.
No. I know what you.
Okay, those are axle straps. Yeah, they're called axle straps.
Yeah,
short,
straps
like a 1 to 2 foot long piece of strap material with a couple D-rings on it.
Exactly. Those should be in your rig too.
Well, yeah, I carry one of those. That's great for recovery when somebody rolls.
Exactly.
Because that gives you an attachment point around the roll cage.
Right.
So.
But anyway, that's the same type of style stuff. But yeah, definitely ratchet straps will get you off the trail.
There you go. Good tip there, Chris.
Just to derail you.
So, so that was the Samurai James and Lady Samurai saga, but they made it back to the trailer, no problem, and got home, and he's going to fab up a new mount there, cross member, and he'll be good to go.
So why didn't he weld? I mean, I
heard there was like aluminum there. I don't know.
I know there were welders there. They could have zapped that back.
That's what I said too. I mean, you had Amber was out there. She could weld anything. So I don't know. I didn't physically hold the part, but I heard it was unweldable.
Okay.
So
it is what it is.
It's cast or it's aluminum or something, and that could be it right there. So anyways, and then our buddy Justin Hall came in from the Tahoe side and parked at the Springs, and then the next day, that was Friday, I guess, and then Saturday went out to Buck, or Friday night went to Buck. I don't know what the timing was. Anyways, I guess he lost input shaft at some point.
That's what I heard.
He had to get towed up Cadillac back to the Tahoe side to get back on the trailers. So that's unfortunate.
That's a big project to get it all pulled apart.
But apparently, the towing situation went well and was able to get up to observation point and back to the staging area on the Tahoe side, no problem. So that's great. And then what other carnage was out there? Let's see. Oh, there was Hussman and Tyler that came in that were just going to Buck and back out. And Tyler decided to do Old Sluice.
That's what I heard.
And Old Sluice is no joke. And it's some of the best four-wheeling in the Sierras next to Fordyce. And apparently... Tyler says, yeah, let's do it. And the big ass rock that's in there that hasn't moved for years, that I've got several photos and seen several body panels get smashed in, got Tyler pretty good.
That's I saw pictures.
So, and he ripped off his air manifolds, not only on his back bumper, but the one on the front. So he had no air lockers, and he fixed the back one real quick, and then ripped off the front one, and then had no lockers again. So he needs to put some isolation valves for those two hoses, so you can still have. You always need backup for your air locker. So
absolutely,
I have. If my compressor ever went out, I have an adapter that will go to my CO2 tank.
Your power tank.
Yeah, the power tank, and I can tap into that with a regulator that gets me to operate the lockers. So I've got redundancy there. It's like an aircraft. Finely tuned machine with redundancy.
Well, backups to your backups.
Backups to the backups is what it's all about. But and then the buggy's spooled, so I don't have to worry about those air lockers not
working. It's just a freaking
tractor. Hashtag tractor. So, hashtag buggy life. So it was great. But anyways, apparently some serious body damage there to Tyler. And I saw it firsthand on Monday morning. I was coming back from Tahoe.
Right.
Beautiful weekend in Tahoe of golf without the L. Golf.
Did you go boating and golfing?
I did do a little boating too out on Tahoe Downer. Holy shit, that lake was cold.
Hashtag Jason life.
My cousin who bought this boat last year that I didn't even see up until this past Friday, and beautiful boat, beautiful wake board wake surfing boat. Never been wake surfing before. I've been wakeboarding, but not wake surfing, and I was never good on a skateboard or anything when I was a kid, but I can wakeboard. I know how to get up, and I can make a few cuts. I'm not jumping. I respect gravity way too much. So, this wake, what do I want to say here? Wake surfing, you don't have bindings. It's just a board that you stand up on. So I'm like, how the F do you stand up on this thing and start? And my cousin goes, oh, just bend your toes down when I pull the boat. I go, how about pushing your heels into it where you get the board on edge, the back edge, and then the boat pulls you up. And well, yeah, that works. So I watch these kids, just pop right up. And I'm like, okay, I'm ready to do this thing.
Okay.
And boom, I popped up. Well, then it's like, you're on like grease. This thing did have fins, so it was somewhat stable, but it was not as secure. I didn't feel as secure as a wakeboard because it had no bindings. I'm just standing on this stupid thing. We're doing like, I don't know, 15, maybe 20 miles an hour. If that, it wasn't that fast. Huge wake that this freaking boat was putting out. It was stupid.
Those boats ballast themselves down.
Oh, it was
them heavier. Yeah.
Stupid. I'm like, oh my. I mean, it looked big when we were in the boat. And then when I was out there behind the boat, I'm like, whoa, this is like Hawaii freaking. What's the famous wave place there? Honolulu Bay or
the Big Kahuna.
The Big Kahuna. Kamanawanalia Bay or something.
It's the Big Kahuna.
Hawaiian Rapist Bay.
I don't know. I've never been to Hawaii either, so
I'm like, oh my gosh. So I get up and I'm like, okay. And then I'm trying to like feel the board out. And then of course I catch an edge and then freaking poof down and suck in like 6 gallons of water. It felt like boom. He circles back and it's a short rope. That's the other thing I hate about this thing, because normally like when you're wakeboarding, one, the board doesn't come off unless you take a huge crash.
Right.
And you just, you get back in position, board in front of you, and then you grab the rope. They can circle the rope around because it's hanging way out behind the boat. And you go, well, no, this rope is super short because you're right behind the freaking boat.
Right.
And so you got to swim first of all, you got to go get the freaking board that's 20, 30, fucking 50 feet away, and then swim back behind the boat, catch the fucking rope again, and then get pulled back up. So I did that 4 times. And I got up all 4 times, and I started getting the hang of it, and I could see where it's super fun. I never got in the sweet spot where I could, like, surf it without the rope, but I could see where it'd be super fun.
You know who gives you instruction is Ryan. He could help you.
Is he good at that?
Yeah, Ryan.
Oh, okay.
Ryan with the Raptor.
Trail. What's his Instagram? Trail for us, or Trail for you, or Bourbon Trail guy, or
Ryan with the Raptor.
Yeah, I know, but anyways,
he's really good at that.
My cousin is too, and these kids were freaking killing it. They were doing tricks and shit, and I'm like, oh my gosh. But the old man got up, and all the kids were excited. They're like, hey, you got up. I'm like, yeah, see? I'm not dead yet.
Did you spill your Coors Light?
I did have beer on the boat.
Oh boy, well, you weren't driving. So
no, I wasn't driving. It was all good.
Yeah.
We just had a couple early morning sodas.
C minus.
It was actually solid gold from Founders, the step above C minus.
Oh, there you go.
Really good.
Were you wearing a wetsuit or were you just...
No. And that was it. And my cousin goes, dude, just jump in. And I go, yeah, I know. This is going to be cold ass shit.
Tahoe's cold, dude.
No, this wasn't Tahoe. This was Tahoe Donner.
Oh, shit. That's even worse.
Yeah. So we're out there and all the kids were complaining, right? But once you get wet and you're up, you're fine. But
Snow-fed lake, man.
I felt like I jumped into the Antarctica, man, out in the middle of the. Yeah, it took your breath away.
Cool.
Absolutely took your breath away.
Literally. Cool.
Literally. Anyways, so there you go. It's cool to try. I'm glad I got up my first time because I wouldn't have heard the end of it from the kids. But yeah, it was fun.
Right on.
But I need to learn. I need some more time on that.
Do people water ski anymore, or is that not a thing that's done?
I didn't see anybody water skiing out there. There's people wakeboarding.
I mean, wakeboarding.
There was
kneeboarding when I was a kid.
Oh man, I haven't seen anybody on a kneeboard in a long time.
I know, huh? Man,
tubing's fun.
I haven't gotten
especially you get dual tubes and you like trying to kick each other off. That's fun.
Who was I listening to? Oh, I think the Snail Trail boys were talking about that on one of their episodes. They were, was it Jimmy or somebody they were trying to knock each other off the tubes or
Jimmy.
Whatever.
Yeah. Jimmy's got a life of leisure.
Yeah. Well, and Jimmy's getting married this week.
He's getting married this weekend.
By the time this airs, he'll be hitched.
Oh my gosh. Isn't that crazy?
Oh my God.
The assistant, it's the assistant, right?
The
Not
assistant,
the secretary.
Yeah. No, not the secretary. Secretary is married. That would be bad.
Well, I'm just trying to get the assistant's great. She is great. Her daughter's great. I'm happy for Jimmy, and best of luck to them. That's super cool.
I thought about crashing it.
Oh, wouldn't that be great?
It's only Glacier Point, man.
Oh, are they at Glacier? Oh, I totally could crash that thing.
I could get up at like 7 in the morning and blast up to Glacier. I'd have to probably leave at 6:30.
You probably have to make a reservation, right, to get in the gate now or something. Huh? I don't know how that works.
Oh, you just threw water on my plan, man. Dick.
Wow. Well, it's that would be cool to crash that wedding, but
Do you know who I am?
Do you know? You just flash your GCSAA card.
That's right.
Gold card.
That's right. Do you know who I am?
Just like Pebble Beach, 17-mile drive. You just flash your gold card and just drive through.
That's right. That's right. I don't think that'll work.
Well, it's worth a try.
Well, anyway, congratulations, Jimmy, on your nuptials. That's pretty cool.
That's good for them. And then they got a big honeymoon planned.
Oh, yeah?
To an undisclosed, very remote location, as you would expect from Jimmy.
Oh, yeah?
Mr. Passport, we'll just call him when he comes to vacations.
Oh, really? Are they, they leaving the United States?
It's out of, yes. It's she gone.
Man, you're taking her down to Antarctica?
Oh, no, not Antarctica. Anyways, that'll be good. So congrats, and
honey, that's a king penguin.
What's going to be interesting is if they can keep up their 2-day-a-week podcast. They must have all this pre-recorded or something.
Well, I know they called me earlier this week.
Did they?
Apparently I'm going to be on the show. Well, this will already have happened, but time traveling. But yeah, they sit down and they do these marathon recording sessions. Yeah. We can't do that. No. You're going to spill.
No, I'm a trained PRO professional, Chris. Did you see that? Did I spill? No.
You were close.
But this is really good. This is a little Jefferson's rye right
close. Here. You were close, man.
Elijah Craig earlier.
So.
Okay.
Yeah. So we covered all the carnage from the Rubicon.
Yeah, I think all that I know of. I didn't hear of anything else.
Well,
I heard Eric got. Yeah.
He got towed out.
Yeah, Amber's dad had a little Toyota issue, some sort. Had to get welded on.
Yep.
And there's a great picture. I don't know. I need to get permission from Amber to post it. That was sent to me by an undisclosed person taking the picture. But she was wearing like 4 pairs of sunglasses to weld.
Oh, geez.
Nobody had welding goggles.
What?
Yeah.
What?
I've seen that before out on the trail. People doubling up, tripling up sunglasses to weld.
Man,
well, that's the initial. You just got to get it started, and if you're like a professional welder like Amber, you just get started and you just go by feel from that point. But
yeah,
that arc's something else.
Well, I accidentally when I was welding on one of my golf course jobs, but in the past I was doing some MIG welding, and I forgot to drop the hood, and I struck the arc. I'm like, boo!
Yeah, oh yeah.
I was freaking
seeing
blind.
stars.
Oh my God.
You burn your eyeballs, literally.
That's no joke. You need to definitely be wearing.
That's why when they came out with those, automatic darkening ones, that was a game changer.
Hell
man.
Yeah!
So much easier than flipping the hood down.
Yep.
God.
People that don't have the automatic hood, you're missing out. You don't know what you're missing.
On my way home from Tahoe, I stopped by the Snail Trail new recording studio at the Morphlate shop.
How's that look?
Whew. And I'll tell you, they're shitting in tall cotton over there.
Wow.
Yeah, nice facility. Multiple offices in the space and big warehouse.
Does it have a bar with Fireball?
No, of course. This was amateur hour in the bar scene. And now if I had that warehouse, those offices would have been decked out to the nines. One of them would have been a bar.
Disco ball?
Yeah. And then the shop itself, is a huge warehouse, right? It's like freaking 20-foot ceilings and everything, and I'm like, oh my God, the camper could be in here, trailer, the buggy, I'd have a lift, so you could work on your shit in there. I was just, all these things were going through my head, but
they just have Fireball.
No, I didn't see any Fireball to their credit. I will say that, but
Screwball.
The beginning of I saw the beginnings of the studio and the stuff that listeners have sent into them is super cool. The lamp that Sherpa made is
tell me about that.
That's great. Hats off to Sherpa. I know he listens sometimes to our podcast, so he may or may not hear this, or he may hear this like
right.
4 months from now. But that lamp is pretty cool. Broken the ball of the end of his front axle there. It's a Toyota thing. He did a great job with that lamp and used a brake rotor as the stand and a piece of square tubing up, and then it's welded off to the ball, and then put red epoxy in the holes of the ball there. And oh my gosh, it came out great. It looks great. So nice job. And then I went over there so I could pick up our gifts from the Sherpa, which is the Old Elk topper here, the cork topper that he cut off and then epoxied a nut in so you could use it as a gear shift knob.
Yeah, these are cool.
Yeah, so he, he called me up and he goes, "Hey, what gear shift are you using?" And I go, "Well, I'm automatic, but I said it's Atlas transfer cases in the Jeep and the buggy." And he told me what he was doing. I said, "Oh yeah, do one. I'll put one in the buggy. I may have to make another one of these." So you got one as well for your Barbie Jeep.
I did. So super cool.
He made it pink because it's Barbie Jeep, which is cool.
I'm comfortable with my masculinity.
And he also has a pink one for his Barbie Jeep. So you square headlight guys could stay together.
Goddamn right.
Mm-hmm.
Shit goes good.
So that's pretty cool. So I can't wait to get this on the buggy, and I may have to make another one to match. But he epoxied this thing up. It's really cool. Nicely done, Sherpa. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Very cool indeed. So it was fun. We got to catch up with Tyler, and I got to see his dented up Toyota firsthand. And it just proved to me once again, I mean, these tougher sections. I mean, that section of Rubicon is wheeling. I mean, the whole trail is not easy, right? It's the Rubicon, but it just.
But Old Sluice is bypassable by Indian Trail,
right? A lot of people that their first time on the trail don't even know where it is, unless you've got a good GPS map or anything, or because the big stone, the headstone that marks Old Sluice, is off, to the right up in the trees. And if you don't know when you get to those slabs right before Indian Trail that it's off to the right, if you're coming in from Loon Lake, there's a sign down below that says, like, I don't know if it says Old Sluice, it says like Hardway and Indian Trail Way or something. But anyways, that sucks. But that's part of wheeling, and my hat's off to Tyler for taking his daily, well, it's kind of his daily driver, his street driven rig in there.
Yeah.
Because that's why I went to a buggy for these harder sections, because I didn't want to bend up the Jeep.
Yeah.
The sheet metal. I'm not good with sheet metal work, so.
No, but you still have to fix the frame.
But tubing's easy. You just freaking rattle can it and off you go.
Notch it, cut it out, weld in a new section, and call it good.
No, you don't even need to do that. It's just scratch. So you just freaking buff it out, man.
Shit'll buff out.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, you got something? Because I got a shifter thing.
Keep going.
So I ordered a new shifter for the buggy.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? I ordered a new shifter for the buggy.
For the transmission?
If you were at Adopt a Trail on Saturday, I lost park.
Oh. No, I wasn't there. I
had no park.
Home. Oh, boy.
Well, and I knew what the problem was. It wasn't the shifter's fault. I've been wanting a new shifter because this thing's been super clunky from day one. It's I'm like, because there's so many times I was shifting from reverse to forward, reverse to first, or whatever, moving these logs and getting in position and just doing the Austin Powers on the trail to get turned around.
Well, and that's tough to turn that.
It is. It doesn't turn very.
Spools,
spooled,
front rear. Yeah.
Does not want to turn, and getting it in position. Well, anyways, midday on Saturday, I started losing park. I mean, I put it in park, but it wasn't in park. It was still in reverse.
Oh, boy.
Turbo 350. Standard pattern. So, I go, okay, I know what it is. And sure enough, I go underneath, and it's just the cable slipping where it should be held. So the cable slipping in the holder, if you will. So it was out of position. But it was in an awkward area. Of course, it's hot, so I couldn't get in there and tighten anything up. So I'm like, fuck it, just park up against a rock or a tree or something and keep it for neutral. And then
you have no parking brake, so you got to do
no parking brake. No. Yeah. So #buggy life. So I go, okay.
Need a line lock.
So we get back to camp that night, and I'm able to get in there once it cooled down and tighten it up. And then I got it working again for Sunday.
Okay.
Because some of us work Sunday too.
I was at home.
Just saying.
I was working at work on Sunday.
Well, so I've been wanting one of these Sand Hollow shifters, which is the M40 shifter that's been around for a while. And so it has a pin that you can pull out that does. How's that?
Another drink.
How's that for proper English? King's English.
I'm
right there.
so good. I is good with English, man.
It does.
Undoes. I'm undoing. It's my undoing. What do you think, Lorenzo? Should we edit this out?
Yeah, don't edit it. So, you pull this pin, and that allows you to go into reverse. There's no lockout, so it removes the lockout from the reverse on the shifter gate. Okay,
so you don't have to pull up the little dealio.
Right. So, normally, you can go first, second, third, and it'll shift, and third would be drive on a Turbo 350 in this example. And then it goes neutral and then lockout to reverse.
Right.
So, as everybody knows, rock crawling, if you're doing some crazy stuff and you need to throw it in a reverse to try and save it, you got to go through a gate, or you got to pull up on a deal to get past that gate to throw it into reverse. Well, by pulling this pin, it allows you to just throw the shifter up. It'll automatically stop in reverse.
Okay.
And boom, you're in reverse. So it's a good foolproof. Just all you need to know is just throw the frickin' shifter up to get into reverse, and you can hammer down. And
so Jason will be at Thursday night at Backdoor. King of the Hammers, and he'll be sending.
This is for Fordyce and Trail Hero coming up, baby.
King of the Hammers.
We're gonna have
a shifter. He's gonna send it.
We got water in the tires, and we're gonna have a shifter that we can throw into reverse. So I've been able to negotiate there. I saved it a couple times by throwing it into reverse in that buggy, but I'm like this. This shifter's very clunky. That's currently in there, and so I'm like, I want one of these Sand Hollow shifters. And so I called up our buddy Austin at iRate 4x4, and I said, "Hey, how you doing? Did you get the stickers and stuff for this Cal 4-wheel giveaway, which we'll talk about in a second?" But I said, "Hey, this is a long shot, but you said you get discounts on these different parts and stuff," and I said, "This is kind of a specialty item. Do you get any discounts on this shifter?" And he goes, "No, I don't think so, but hang on a second, I'll call you back."
Okay.
So he called them and said, "Hey," introduced himself, Austin from iRate 4x4, and I got a client that has a podcast, the fastest growing off-road podcast on the world.
In the world.
In the world.
In the universe.
Just So, and the guys, I haven't heard of Virate. I haven't heard of Wheeling Wine and Whiskey, but that's cool. We'll give you a little discount. So they threw a discount out, and I went ahead, or I should say, Austin went ahead and ordered it for me.
Cool.
And saved me a chunk of change.
Hashtag saving Jason money.
Yeah, and I could, every dollar saved is a dollar earned.
Well, you can spend it somewhere else.
Thank you, Austin from iRate 4x4. And if you're not following that forum, there's some good stuff on there.
Hell yeah.
It's a good read. Check it out. And he does have discounts for members. And man, this was insane. Super specialty part. It wasn't just like a brake rotor or something off the shelf, and he was able to get me a good discount. So
no, it doesn't hurt to try.
Yeah, check him out and sign up. There's different levels, but man, I was very pleased. And then so we've been working with Austin and Snail Trail.
Yeah.
For this membership drive, and it was all Austin's idea.
Cal 4.
Yeah, he goes, "Hey, are you guys in?" And I go, "Abso-freaking-lutely."
That's right.
So we donated stickers, and then Johnny from Dirtbag Clothing is worked on the shirts, and so it's got our logo, Snail Trail logo, and iRate's logo on there, and the Cal 4-wheel logo.
Right.
So Austin throws out there, and he's out in Missouri,
Yeah,
not even in California, but he says, hey, membership's down in California. Let's see if we can do something. So he came up with this idea. The first 100 people to sign up through iRate 4x4 to Cal 4-Wheel. You don't have to be in the state, but we're going to send you a shirt and some stickers, a Snail Trail sticker, Wheeling Wine and Whiskey sticker, iRate sticker, and a shirt.
Yep.
And, dude, they're
sold like hotcakes.
I think they're sold out now. I mean, there wasn't much left when I talked to them earlier in the week. Yeah. So that offer may still be going if you go through iRate 4x4 and want to join Cal 4-Wheel, which is association to help keep our trails open here in California, which is i.e., Rubicon, Fordyce, Barrett, Johnson Valley. You start going through all this stuff. They fight the good fight.
Yep.
And they do use their money wisely. They have done well over the years and had some great successes. So a great organization. And if you plan to recreate out here in California, even if you're out of state, might be something to look into and
for
go
sure.
through that. But thank you very much, Austin, for putting that together, and super, super cool because, everybody was hurting from last year's shit show. And yes, thank you. Thank you. That's awesome. The crowd is on it now. They just needed a little couple early cocktails in the show to get things going, I guess.
Well, they were asleep.
So that's really freaking cool.
You can't handle the
torques. Oh, we need to make a sticker. I've got the sticker already planned out. We're working on that sticker. That's going to be good.
Nice.
You can't handle the torques.
Nice. Well, cool. That's a lot of information you just conveyed.
Yeah.
Got anything else?
Hey, we got some good interviews that we got to talk about to get lined up here. I've been interacting. This has been fun because people have been contacting us.
Yeah.
And we do have some great interviews coming up. So, I'm looking forward to that. This has been fun. We got some great shout outs from, one of our mentors, Wyatt. Not only on the Amber Turner, but Randy Slauson gave us a shout out when he was getting interviewed by Wyatt. So pretty cool.
Wyatt with the talent tank.
That's pretty cool. So we enjoy the interviews. I know the listeners enjoy the interviews. You guys have given us some great feedback, and we want to continue that. So some very cool interviews coming up.
Absolutely. So stay tuned for that. I know that I'm kind of keeping my eyes on the interwebs a little bit, and I know that wheeling season is pretty early on. I mean, summer literally just started.
No, wheeling season started in April.
Well, yeah, but I mean, now the fire season's starting to come up on us, and starting to see some reports of people not being very vigilant with their campfires and picking up garbage when they're on the trail.
Do we have to talk about how to put out a campfire?
We do. We need to remind people. This is ridiculous.
What do you got? Go.
So, people, please, when you're done with your fire, you need to put it out. Drown it.
So you can't, I know you're all drunk and you want to go to bed, but you can't do that. You can't leave the fire burning.
No.
Somebody, whoever the last person is at a campfire, and you need to be prepared before you get drunk to put this fire
Bucket
out.
of water, shovel.
Yeah.
Be prepared. And
so how do you put out a campfire, Chris?
Well, you move all the wood away from, separate the wood in the fire pit.
So stir it up. Yeah.
Stir it up and then start pouring water on it. Hopefully,
or dirt.
Water if you have it. Dirt if you don't. Ideally, water would be best.
Yes.
And so you pour the water on there, stir it around.
You get a steam shower facial.
You have a steam. Move the chairs away from the fire pit. Otherwise, there'll be ashes all over everything.
It'll look like Mount St. Helens.
Exactly. Anyway, being serious, so drown that thing and then stir it up with the shovel or a stick, and then stir everything and then keep drowning if you have copious amounts of water. And then if you just keep going until you can put the back of your hand on those coals.
Yeah,
sure
you should be able to put your hand right in the fire pit without burning yourself.
Exactly.
Because what happens here, and people that aren't familiar with California and the Sierras, is if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes.
Exactly.
It's a joke, but it's not a joke.
It's not a joke.
And the weather can change so quick. So like you could go to bed and you're like, oh, I'll just leave the fire and let it burn out. And it's nice and calm. That freaking wind will come up in the middle of the night out of nowhere. Well, wind is not good for fire.
Is it true what they say about the way you people are?
Yes. Irresponsible.
It's true.
It's true. It's true. So people are like, oh, no, it's fine. And the wind kicks up. Well, then that takes a spark, ember out of the fire, blows it up the hillside, boom, starts a fire. And then next thing you know, we got a freaking major forest fire on our hands. So that is why it is super important up in the Sierras to drown and stir and put your hand on the fire. And if you can,
if you can't keep your hand there, it's not out enough.
It's not out enough. And, so, I've dumped 5, 10, 15 gallons of water on fires.
Yep.
With the camper, #LanceLife, you can take your shower water out, the gray water.
Make sure it's the gray water.
Yeah, don't use the black water. That's not very good. and you can dump that on the fire and stir, and then, you see, and obviously you see red. You still got some possible danger Will Robinson going on. So, but if you don't have the water, obviously burying it in dirt and stirring and putting that sucker out.
Separate all the logs and bury that sucker. But be vigilant, please.
It's common sense stuff. It's just like the How to Shit in the Woods book, which you think people would know how to do, but people don't.
Nope.
And so those two things are pet peeves of a lot of people, myself included, that recreate out in the wilderness is know how to put out your fire, know how to shit in the woods properly.
Exactly.
And we won't get into the shitting in the woods.
No, we're not going to do that.
But Lorenzo should do a whole podcast on that. He's
a
professional at shitting in the woods.
He is.
He's got it down pat.
Well, he's
full of shit too.
He can walk and shit at the same time.
He has done that too. But he is full of shit, so he knows shit.
He knows shit.
Okay.
All right.
Well, moving on.
Be vigilant, people. That's all.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing is we've seen what brought this up is people posting stuff on the old Gram and the Facebook there of seeing people that left camp clearly in the morning and they didn't put their fire all the way out. So somebody else came in, a fellow four-wheeler behind them, and put the fire out, cleaned up their trash, whatever it was. And that's great that people are policing other people, but people shouldn't have to clean up after other people. It's take care of your shit. Police your own shit.
Yeah, exactly. And
we're preaching to the choir here because all our listeners are freaking A+.
Absolutely.
I don't know. Some of the Toyota drivers a little skeptical on those, but
I don't know. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt.
And definitely the Dodge drivers, I wouldn't trust at all.
Holy shit! We almost went a whole episode without throwing the Dodge guys under the bus.
I had to get my Dodge in there. My Dodge Dig.
Fuck.
DD. Call it the DD.
Well,
Dodge Dig.
All right. At least mine's not going into the body shop.
Well, that's true. You got that going for you. Didn't blow a tire. So you got anything else, or what's going on down there?
I was going to mention something, but it's kind of it's not going to apply. I will mention it real quick. It's exciting that they're repaving the staging area for the Rubicon on the Tahoma side, but that's happening from Monday, June 21st through Friday, June 25th. It'll be done by the time this airs. So.
Perfect. So if you hearing this podcast and you're driving into the Rubicon on the Tahoe side, you've got fresh pavement and you can compliments of the Chris's report there.
That's right. It's anyway. Yeah, it should be nice now.
Well, I got to go put this shiny new shifter knob onto the buggy right now.
It's a shiny polished knob.
It is a polished knob. It's sweet. It feels good. It's like the right size.
Oh boy.
I think I'm going to put this on the front for front dig. I don't know. I got to figure this out. I've got two choices here, front or rear on the transfer case on the Atlas.
Boy, I wish I had that problem.
Well,
I only have two shifter knobs. I got a gear shift and a transfer case shifter.
Well,
and I'm not even really sure how to use a transfer case shifter.
Wheel.
I need a wheel.
You need a wheel so you can even shift it in a four-wheel drive, just saying.
Shit. All right.
On that note,
we're out.